Hi, this is RJ. Welcome back to Keto Over 50. Today, I am attempting to do something never before tried in the history of baking. We've all tried it. I'm trying to make a recipe I saw online and turn it into a keto recipe. I'm going to KETO-fy it. Are you excited? You want to know what it is, right? Keto cannoli cookie cups. Doesn't that sound wonderful? I know I do a lot of cannoli. I've done pizzelle with cannoli dip, and I tried something else. You know, the cookie cups were my biggest failure. I made pumpkin whipped cream, some kind of cookie cup that didn't work out. I ended up filling them with a sugar-free pumpkin pie filling, but that was another story for another day. Go find it if you really want to laugh at me. As I used to struggle in the kitchen, I was not having fun. But I saw this recipe for keto cannoli cups. Are you with me? You want to stay and see how these turn out and see if RJ can do it again, right? Okay, so we're going to start by creaming butter and sugar. So that is 8 ounces, a cup of butter. What could be bad, right? And I have 3/4 cup of brown sweetener, and I'm using monk fruit and allulose, and 1/4 cup of plain old allulose. And I'm going to cream those together. Now, the original recipe said, you know, mix your dry ingredients and then add your wet ingredients. And sometimes I just throw it all in one bowl. I like that. Okay, that only took a second because I softened the butter first. I have 1 egg, 1 beautiful egg that I cracked, because when I try to do that on camera, it never works. I end up with shell everywhere. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now, you know, if you've seen me bake before, I tell you, don't do it over the bowl. The oven's ready. Don't do it over the bowl, because if you mess up, then all of your ingredients go in the bowl and then you can't get them out. But, you know, I'm pretty loose with the vanilla extract. In fact, I usually don't even measure it. And I have the box to show you. Instead of putting this in a bowl, I always do this when there's a difference between baking soda and baking powder. I always want that mental image for you of using baking soda instead of baking powder. You know, I do have one recipe with cups filled, and they're peanut butter cups filled with chocolate ganache. They're so good. I've made them many times and I've never had a problem. I think the problem comes when you're trying to fill them with something really creamy. I don't know what the problem is, but I'm not ever making those things again. Okay, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to incorporate these and blend them before I add the flour. And I will put the recipe down below so you don't have to worry about a thing. This is so easy. This really is an easy recipe. So this is 2 cups. I would do that this way for you to see, but the odds of it ending up in the bowl are slim and none. Okay, now I got to do this. I have to do this slowly so it doesn't go flying everywhere. Kind of went flying everywhere anyway. I threw away my old Sunbeam Mix Master that had the best little low speed on it. I dropped it. I knocked it off the counter one day. Okay. Everything just went all over the counter, down the side. I don't know if you can always see that on camera or not when my batter goes all over the place. I had to stop and clean it up before I step in it. Okay, and then we're going to add 1 1/4 cups chocolate chips. Now, here's the thing. The original recipe called for mini chocolate chips. I have not found them yet in sugar-free. I tried to make something else with sugar-free mini chocolate chips, and I tried chopping them. That was a disaster. I could possibly put them in a food processor, but then I'm going to have shredded chocolate, which really isn't what I want. So we're just going to play it loose and fast with regular size sugar-free chocolate chips. That's enough. They're flying all over. Did you see that? I never know. Sometimes when I'm editing the video, I look and I'm like, you didn't even see anything. But I have some batter and chocolate chips over here that you don't need to see. I'm always on a quest for something that looks fancier than it was hard to make, which is probably why I love my little scoopers. And it's the original recipe says put a tablespoon. This is basically like a tablespoon and a half. So we'll see how it goes. It didn't say, I don't know, by the time I wrote the recipe the way I wanted it to make it keto, I lost how many cookies it makes. So I might make, let me see, 24. This tray holds 24, so we'll see. But what you do, and I did this with the peanut butter and chocolate filled cups, you press them down in the middle and then you bake them. And then as soon as you pull them out of the oven, you press them down again. And they make a wonderful cookie crust. And I think because I had success with the first ones I ever tried, I keep trying to come up with new flavors like the pumpkin. I sweat just thinking about that. You know, it was such a disaster. And I was trying so hard to finish it and make it good. That was at Halloween time. I hope y'all had a great holiday season. I don't like to talk about the holidays too much because YouTube is evergreen. You might be watching this in the dead of winter or hot August. That's it. And you know, the filling has ricotta and mascarpone. And I'm draining the ricotta right now. I don't have cheesecloth. I have it on paper towels. Now I want to press firmly to form a well. And I'm thinking this little measuring spoon might work. It will work when I bring them out of the oven, if nothing else. They're just too mushy, too much batter at this point. But it'll push it down into the corners and the sides, so I'm doing it anyway. You never knew a cooking show could be a suspense movie, right? Jeez, what has RJ done now? What is she doing? Is this going to work? We're all going to find out together. For a second, I thought maybe I really messed up and it's supposed to be in a regular muffin pan. But I looked and I checked and it's a mini muffin recipe. So this is crazy what you can do in the kitchen. Hey, so I stopped using the little plastic measuring cup and I'm using just a teaspoon to push it down in there and it's working much better. The cup might work better as the second press, and that's for 10 to 12 minutes. Hey, I am so excited to share a new sponsor with you. It's Salty electrolyte powder, and it will help you. I had terrible leg cramps when I'd been on keto almost a year, and then they started waking me up at night, and I came to terms with it and said, I need more magnesium, potassium, and sodium. So I just mixed up a booyah berry. The flavors are amazing. Look at this. Ooh, so many, from caramel vibes to red, white, and bam, cherry chill, lemon lime, unflavored, blue slushy, all these flavors. They also come with caffeine in them, which I can't wait to try. But I just mixed this up and it makes such a difference. No sugar, no maltodextrin. So I'm very excited to welcome Salty, S-A-L-T-T, Salty, to Keto Over 50. Anytime you have a new recipe and it says 10 to 12 minutes, set your timer for 10 minutes. If it says 14 minutes to 16 minutes, set it for 14. Always err on the side of caution because you can always put it back in for another minute or two, but you can't undo it if it's burned. Now, I set it for 10 minutes. I am pretty sure that's not going to be enough because those are really full. And you want that nice, crispy cookie cup. So we're going to see what happens. In the meantime, I'm going to make the filling. Even though we need to wait for the cookie cups to finish cooking, get pressed down again, and then cool before we fill them. Because I'm never making that mistake again of trying to fill a warm cookie cup. It will melt whatever you're putting in it. But we can make the filling now, and then I'll put it in the fridge. This is mascarpone. No, it's not. This is ricotta. I'm like, that's way more than what I have of mascarpone. This is a whole cup of drained ricotta cheese. And to that, we're going to add a half a cup of the mascarpone cheese. Oh, some days feel like a train wreck. And a half a cup of powdered sweetener, and I'm using allulose again, my favorite. And we're going to add just a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract this time. The cookies already had 2 teaspoons. And yes, I'm doing it over the bowl. Do as I say, not as I do. You know anyone like that? I do. Okay, and a 1/4 cup of cinnamon, a 1/4 cup. It's hot and late. I am so sorry. The recipe will be down below in the description, along with links where you can get whatever you need that I'm using in the recipe. So it said a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and that was optional. Come on, guys. Give me something I can sink my teeth into here. So anyway, I'm putting it in. And a 1/3 cup of mini chocolate chips, which I still don't have. So I'm doing these. Geez, I hope these are good. I always hope it's good by the time I get done with it. Upon tasting, I am going to add a little bit of almond extract, maybe more than a little bit, and a little bit more vanilla extract. And I'll put my measurements down below so you don't have to worry. Look at that. They're gorgeous. And you can tell I overfilled these and I underfilled these a little bit. That's exciting. Let me try this little scooper again. If not, I'll use a teaspoon. Oh, that worked. The way I'm going to finish these, I want to do this while they're still warm. I have gorgeous strawberries. I went to a friend's house for dinner and she served just a bowl of strawberries with whipped cream for dessert. Okay, now, can you see what I'm doing to these where I'm pushing them in with this little rounded measuring spoon? I think this came with some protein powder that I take. And they are going to be kind of wet in the bottom. You know what, my peanut butter cup cookies, you would put those back in the oven. Let me look. Nope, no second bake on these. Just the initial bake and then the push down. So let's get those done. These overfilled ones really aren't done. Well, now I have a situation because the little ones that weren't overfilled are absolutely done, but the bigger, gooier ones are still very gooey. So I think I'm going to scoop out some of the raw dough in the bottom of those, and I'm going to put the whole tray back in the oven for another minute or two. It was really, see, that's very raw. That is just uncooked batter, and we don't want that. But these guys up here, and you know, it's my fault because I got busy cleaning and I didn't pay attention to turn the pan. Sometimes, you know, depending on your oven, sometimes you really have to do that. You have to rotate the pan midway through cooking. I did not. Hey, at least I have tenacity. You might see, you know, RJ Keto Over 50, she's making cup cookies again. We must tune in to watch this train wreck. It's okay. I just want to entertain you. Are you entertained? I hope so. I hope so. Now I'm going to see if I can get these out without destroying them, because they really don't need any more time in the oven. Well, maybe a little time won't hurt them. Let's put it back in, and I'm going to put the fat guys in the back. Oh, gosh. Okay, they're out of the oven. I'm going to put a little note in the recipe. I hope I'm going to remember to not spray them as heavily. I sprayed them with avocado oil. I thought I was giving them a light dusting, but you can see in the cups. Can you see in the cups that were empty? I managed to lift these 3 guys out so they wouldn't burn, but they are wet. And I think it's from a little too much oil. So this time, instead of pressing them down with a spoon, I'm pressing them down with a little absorbent paper towel and giving it a second to absorb some of the extra moisture there. You know, the last big fail that I had, the filling was too wet, not for the cups. So, you know, I'm kind of like a bowler who likes to pick up the splits. Do you know what that means? Like when things aren't going right, what can you do to make them better? And I kind of like the challenge of fixing something, though I really would love to share just a super easy, fabulous recipe with you, which I do most of the time. But when there is a problem, I'm a problem solver and I like being able to fix it. Now look how much better those look. Isn't that better? And the good news with these silicone molds, when they're ready to go, I can just pop them out, which I forgot when I got rid of the other three. Those are going to just pop out so easily. And we're just going to let them cool. And when they're all cold, when they're all cooled down, I'm going to fill them with the cannoli dip that I made. And yes, adding the extra flavor really helped pick it up a notch. So I'll see you back here in 2 seconds. Well, I had a ton of cannoli cream left for these, which I'm going to use on other desserts, maybe some brownies I have. I have the rest of them over here, but I wanted to finish up tonight so you could see how these turned out. So I'm going to serve myself a beautiful cannoli cup cookie cup, a cannoli cookie cup. And I have something very special to put on top of it, a strawberry. Look at that. Oh my goodness, when you're talking about Valentine's Day or even just a special dinner, these, God, they're really good. Not quite like, I thought they might be like a Toll House cookie because of the chocolate chips, but they're really not. I love the strawberry on it. Wow. And knowing what I know now about how they were too wet, I used a 1.5 tablespoon scoop. I have a teaspoon scoop. If I had just used that, or maybe even a little bit more, they would have baked out perfectly. So I'll put that in the recipe along with my guidelines with a strawberry. Isn't that just gorgeous? Ooh. Untouched by human hands. A whole tray of those would just be spectacular and a great way to wrap up a lovely dinner for a special occasion. So good. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're laughing because I am. Oh my goodness. But I wanted to finish this up and give you an idea of how it tasted, because you know me, if it's not a winner, I'll tell you it's not a winner. This was a good deal of fussing, but I think it's worth it. I think I would make them again. Absolutely. I would just make those little changes that I talked about. So this is RJ for Keto Over 50 saying thank you for joining me. Please give the video a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying the content, please subscribe and share with your friends and leave a comment down below. I look forward to seeing you again. You stay beautiful, because you know you are.